Geopolitics and the influence of geopolitics on democracy promotion is really an important question from academic or policy perspective. And usually geopolitics can quite negatively affect the democracy promotion strategies of international democracy promotion actors. And there might be several ways how can geopolitical competition or geopolitical context affect democracy promotion strategies of international pro-democracy actors. One way is that geopolitical competition usually increases this kind of the conflict between security and democracy, and it might create a condition when international actors, due to increased security competition, might believe that security has much priority than democracy. So that might create quite unfavorable situation for promoting democracy abroad. Another aspect which might also have kind of the negative influence on democracy promotion is the counteractions by autocratic regional powers, which might find it quite problematic that international democracy promotion happens in their neighborhood. And usually, if we look at the literature, there are two major explanations provided why authoritarian great powers or authoritarian regional powers might counteract to democracy promotion efforts. The first one is more geopolitical or strategic explanation. The second one is more linked with internal political kind of the interests of the autocratic regimes. So saying it in very simple terms, when autocratic great powers feel that democracy promotion threatens their strategic interests, they will counteract democracy promotion strategies, or when they think that democracy promotion can affect their hold on power, so it can somehow damage their chances of keeping power, they will react to democracy promotion strategies using various instruments. And if we look at the cases of kind of autocratic great powers like Russia and China, we see that usually they use array of instruments to halt democracy promotion strategies by international actors, and these instruments include economic, financial supporting to authoritarian incumbents. Also, they might use sanctions, economic sanctions, for example, and in some cases they might use even the military kind of the instruments. And the recent history, especially from the post-Soviet space, demonstrates that Russia, for example, has used all these instruments in order to somehow create blockages to democracy promotion in the region. And the recent events in Ukraine and this unprovoked, illegitimate war against Ukraine by Russia is quite clear demonstration of that. So geopolitics and democracy are quite much related, and the project that we are involved in, the big project, Embrace, is basically one of the major directions of the project is to explore, to study how democracy and geopolitics are linked to each other and somehow provide the new knowledge and new understanding of these linkages, and what's important and what's the most important, to provide some policy recommendations how international democracy promotion actors can respond to the blockages that autocratic powers are creating within the process of democracy promotion. Yeah, Georgia is also, I think, quite a good example how geopolitical context is affecting democratization of the country, because I believe that Georgia has been one of the first cases where Russia has implemented the whole array of its coercive instruments, starting from economic sanctions in 2005 and 2006. And the major aim of this kind of the instruments has been to punish country for its pro-democratic or pro-European choice, let's say so. But when Moscow realized that actually these economic sanctions have resulted in further distancing of Georgia from Russia, it went to full-scale military invasion in 2008. And overall, Russian kind of the strategies to hinder democratization of Georgia has resulted in two types of the outcomes. One outcome has been that the population, the Georgian population, has realized that Russia is an enemy, and it created somehow much more motivation at the level of the society that we need to distance ourselves from Russia, because Russia is a threat to Georgia's national security, to Georgia's kind of the social and political order, to Georgia's pro-European and Western integration. But at the same time, Russia's aggression has created tangible kind of the blockages to democratization of the country by weakening its state institutions, by occupying its territory, so limiting our ability to exercise the full sovereignty and to exercise the monopoly of the power on the whole kind of on the full within the full borders of the country. So overall, Russia's strategy to hinder democratization in Georgia is one of the major external causes which explains kind of the state of democracy, that to some extent explains, alongside with some internal kind of the variables, explains the state of the democracy that we have in Georgia, which looks quite much more on the path of regression rather than kind of moving towards democratic consolidation.